Hello everyone, this is TobeTada with another video of crypto trading. Thanks for checking by and let's dive right in. So I thought I'd give you an update on Bitcoin's latest movement and how it relates to the predictions we have made in the past. And as you can see, we had this significant drop here of about 20% actually, so that's quite a large drop, but it was not quite unexpected. In the last videos, I talked about this correction, and you can still see my correction labeling here as a WXY. And we also looked at where this correction might end. And my basis for this reasoning was basically to look at previous corrections. And when we looked at that, we can draw in some Fibonacci ratios, and we saw that Bitcoin has a tendency to correct itself to the 0.618 ratio. Now that doesn't always happen like clockwork, of course, but it gives you a good indicator of where we could be heading with this correction. And when we did this with a current cycle here, we can see that when we started at the end of the bear market here, and we draw this up here to the peak, you can see that this 0.618 ratio ends almost exactly where we had the correction going down to it, which is about 8,000, 7,900. So that worked pretty well. I'm quite happy how that turned out. Of course, it's not good in general if price is declining here, but as we know, the markets are always made up of upward and downward moving movements. And the question, of course, is has this ended now here, or will we see a lower correction perhaps? I think an indicator could also be from the fractals of this trading pair here, the Bitcoin US dollars. And when we look at the past, I'll change this to a weekly chart here, we can see, of course, the bear market of Bitcoin, which lasted all over 2018 and ended in December here. And you might actually see a similarity here. I think now, of course, the resolution is changed, but I'll draw in what I mean. This correction here, in my opinion, looks very similar to the correction we're seeing right now. So we basically have this peak, which is not quite as visible here, but it actually went up to 13,000. And after that, of course, we have the decline, which we see here. And also we had these waves going up and down. And at the end, this ended here with a large downward correction, which, if we look at this in percentage points, was 50% reduction in price. Here we have this 20% drop, but like I pointed out, we already almost reached this 0.618 ratio. And I think that gives us a pretty good area where the price is going to end. And when I change this back to the daily chart, you can also see another similarity, which is, in my opinion, if we analyze the last parts of that downward movement here, you can see also a similarity here. And so I think that gives us another indicator that we're actually seeing this repeat of this fractal, and that indeed we probably will see the low point in the 8,000 here. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can actually see that even better. So look at this part here and this part here. I think that looks quite similar, which would give us another indicator of that we're in this fractal. And also, if you look at how it corrected itself, it basically came down, then there was an upward movement and the final low point here. And I think if we translate that to what we're seeing now, it's probably going to look quite similar. We already see this upward movement again, which might actually go all the way up to 8,700. Will probably not reach 9,000, and then correct itself down to, I believe, about 8,000. Now that could also look maybe something like that. This is quite unclear how that's exactly going to look, of course, but I think we can basically look at the past here, and that gives us a pretty good indication where the price will end. And after this low point here at about 8,000, perhaps 7,800, it could go as low as 7,300, because we still have a support down here. After that, I fully expect the price is going to stabilize, and we're going to see a gradual increase in price again. And so this is, I think, a very good example of how these Fibonacci ratios can help in predicting the price in combination with looking at the fractal of a trading pair in general. So let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye.